Are you a business owner or employee who needs to network but is terrified of walking into a room full of people you don't know? Are you afraid of being left out of conversations or being awkward in the conversations you do have? Your tour guide, Faithann, is here to walk alongside you through the networking terrain, offering tips and tricks to network with ease. She'll also bring insightful interviews with successful business owners who have used networking to expand their businesses. Building relationships is the heart of networking, and generosity is the cruise ship that will navigate you toward those important relationships for your business or career. Grab your sunscreen and suitcase. Faithann is ready. Are you?
Hello there, and welcome to the Networkers Tour Guide podcast. I'm your host, Faithann. I'm glad you found the show. Networking is providing opportunities for others that they would not have except for you, so that you have standing to ask for opportunities from those same people when you need them. How do we create opportunities for others, and how do we ask for those same opportunities? Well, that's what this podcast is all about. It's what I'm here for. Let's dive into episode 9. Episode 9 comes from my blog at thenetworkerstourguide.net, Tour 41, Save the Amygdala for the Rattlesnakes. The amygdala is a small almond-shaped structure inside of your brain, part of the larger network in your brain called the limbic system. According to the Cleveland Clinic, one of the primary roles of the amygdala is to inform you as to what is dangerous. It's also the part of our brains that are most averse to change. The authors of the 12-week year describe how the pesky amygdala sometimes gets in our way. So this is what they say. Unfortunately, when we imagine the future as being vastly different from today, we experience uncertainty because we don't know how to create and maintain the future we are imagining. When this happens, the amygdala kicks in. That's when the part of our brain that avoids risks get in our way. It seeks to keep us out of risky situations. The authors go on to tell us that we have another part of our brain that acts as a counterbalance to the amygdala, and it's called the prefrontal cortex, or the PFC. The PFC lights up when you look out over open vistas, and interestingly, when you imagine greatness for yourself in the future. What do the amygdala and the PFC have to do with networking? Well, networking is all about changing our futures one small relationship at a time. When we make plans to either reach out to someone to ask for a one-to-one, or when we text someone to ask if they might be willing to make an introduction on our behalf, we might find our amygdala kicks in and through negative self-talk try to convince us to stop. This is risky, it says. What if the person thinks I'm a dork for asking? It questions. He will never agree to meet with you, it proclaims. Don't let the amygdala dictate your actions when it comes to seeking out those who might help you grow your business and build relationships. Instead, tap into your prefrontal cortex and imagine what would happen if you set up that meeting with that person you admire but intimidates the heck out of you. Imagine what would unfold if you went ahead and asked a fellow networker for that introduction that you know would move your business forward. The amygdala is great for rattlesnake awareness and alerting you to other dangers, but not so great at informing the decisions that will help you learn and grow when it comes to networking. I heard someone say recently, your emotions should be in the back seat, not in the trunk where they aren't accessible, but not driving the car either. Here are sentences you could tell yourself to push you to do the scary but good things that effective networking requires. When it comes to meeting new people, why don't you say to yourself, I have something to offer. I deserve to be here. Or, these people at the event or in the room are holding opportunities for me and my business. When it comes to asking for those one-to-one meetings, tell yourself, I'm issuing an invitation to a party, not a summons to jury duty. If I go to this meeting curious and willing to learn, the person will feel that positive energy. And finally, when you're asking others to make an introduction on your behalf, which if you are networking, that should be part of the thing you are doing all the time, weekly. You need to be asking other people in your network to make introductions for you on your behalf. I think that is one of the most common, underutilized strategies of networking is we aren't asking other people to make strategic introductions on our behalf. So you could tell yourself, I have built rapport with this person and she'll more than likely be willing to help. Or you could tell yourself, I've shown up with vulnerability and kindness, which go before me when I ask for help. So what goes before you as you are getting to know people? If it's vulnerability, if it's authenticity, that is going to become apparent to those people that you see on a regular basis. And remind yourself that kindness goes before you. So actually envision a person, and that person is your kindness. And close your eyes and think your kindness goes into your room and then you come in right after. And that visual will give you the confidence you need to ask for those introductions that are strategic for your business.
Hi, listeners. Are you someone who struggles to ask engaging questions at your business lunches? Faithann has put together her list of 10 questions she uses when she is with a business owner over lunch or coffee. These questions build rapport and, more importantly, make that person you're talking to feel seen and heard. Go grab this free resource today by clicking on the questions link in the show notes.
Now, I'm not encouraging you to, quote, positive think your way out of business. After what I hope was an encouraging pep talk to move you forward in your networking, always be open to feedback. If you are constantly getting turned down for meetings, you may be doing too much selling and not enough relationship building. If others aren't willing to put their necks out for you, there may be a problem with your personality that you need to address. Or it could be that your team is doing things that you aren't aware of, and now it's hard for others to refer you. There are several possible reasons why others aren't wanting to provide you encouragement or support. It could be you need to find another networking room to be in. You'll benefit from asking questions of those you trust and accepting feedback for them. Often, however, it's self-doubt, not hubris, that gets us in the end. Let's not be afraid to be tenacious and discover what happens when we move forward, afraid but determined. Go network, my friend, and remember, let your prefrontal cortex take the wheel when you network. Picture the opportunities before you and save the amygdala for the rattlesnakes.
You've been listening to the Networkers Tour Guide podcast with Faithann Basore. Share this episode with a friend and be sure to come back next week for more networking tips and tricks from the Networkers Tour Guide.